Join me on today's ice fishing trip and follow my camera down to the bottom of the lake. I always try to improve my own fishing by getting a better understanding of how fish behave. Today I will have a look at how perch react to my lure when I'm ice fishing. The first thing I notice is how well the colors on the hook stand out compared to the surroundings. This will obviously be a good target for the fish. This winter I won't be able to compare different colors of hooks before the ice is gone. But as you can see, there is plenty of different hooks to choose from. I think the camera is too close to the lure, so I move it just about 20 centimeters back. As you can see, there is a cover of silt on the bottom that gets stirred up as I move the camera. I don't know how well this will show on YouTube because of the silt I stirred up, but right here I continue to fish as usual, but no perch are to be seen. Then I let the lure drop to the bottom a couple of times, and immediately a few perch move in from the left, so they must have been watching from just outside of the picture. One perch tried to take the bait but misses it and is scared off. The other one stays but shows no sign of wanting to eat now when it's on its own. More fish around the lure seems to trigger the fish to take the bait. Then, slowly, a few more fish move in from the left. When you see the fish in its natural environment, you understand why the perch looks like it does. Their camouflage works really well. As you can see, the remaining fish is not spooked off, but they slowly move to the right, so it is essential to get the lure down there quickly. Otherwise you risk to lose their interest.
Ibland så nappar fisken direkt när man släpper ner. Ibland som här har jag fått göra ett antal lockryck innan det kom in fisk. Vet jag inte hur mycket den här kamerapinnen stör dem.
Here you can see the hook is dragging the bottom, and that doesn't seem to get much attention. I noticed this when I'm fishing, and I raised the bait just about 10 centimeters.
Kanske lite för lågt över botten. Jag upp lite grann till. Så. Då kom det direkt. Ni såg där jag var lite för nära botten.
Again, there's just one fish in the picture, and again this lonely fish is not interested in eating. But suddenly it turns towards the bait. And why is that? It's because another fish is approaching from the left. So it's obvious that more fish increases the chances of getting a bite because they trigger each other. The first perch moves out of the picture and the second one stands looking at my hook but shows no sign of biting. Until some perch move in from the right side.
Kom framför mig.
As you can see, the bottom is really soft and my lure sinks into the silt. A well-known way of attracting fish when ice fishing is to bounce the lure on the bottom, and here we can see that I managed to make a small cloud in the water by doing so, but this time to no effect. One of the strategies when I'm ice fishing is that if I don't get any bites in a minute or so, I will make a new hole, and in that way I will find the fish. So once again we will follow the camera down to the bottom. Oops, I pushed the camera a bit too far into the silt.
Fiska lite abborre till här.
This perch was probably attracted by the cloud that I made as I was planting the camera. Even though it seems alone, it tries to catch the bait.
Så där.
But as you can see, there were some more perch waiting just out of sight.
Kom in.
As I want to keep this fish to use as a bait, I put my rod down and walk away to put the fish in a bucket. The lure is now above the picture and you can see the perch looking at it.
Vi ser om det går att få ihop fler här då. Den syns ju på bilden där ju. Det är fler i området.
Here it seems I don't notice when the fish takes the hook, so that must be a thing to improve on, to better notice the bites. Now, I guess this will be really hard to see after YouTube has rendered the video, but there are actually 5 perch in the background whom are just watching. I found this short underwater session really interesting, and I will definitely try this more, but the circumstances must be right. First of all, the lakes need to be frozen. Then the water must be clear. Preferably there is not much snow on the ice letting enough of the daylight through. And I need to have a day off when these things line up. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it a bit interesting at least. See you in my next video.
Ja. Jag tar och går iväg några meter här och gör ett nytt hål och testar i. Så vi ser vad som händer där.